sure you can't hear me?
You have no choice but to use the mic.
Is that better?
Yes.
I'm not very good at speaking in a microphone because of years and years teaching in a classroom where there's no microphone. A bit too loud.
Right, I'll try and speak loudly so that everyone can hear. Are you okay? I know it's difficult to hear at the back, but can you give me a thumbs up, people who can't hear? Difficult? Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go on. First of all, I really want to thank Writivism for inviting me to help launch today's beautiful new anthology. It's a kind of honour and a privilege that comes with the job. Can we turn off the microphone? Okay. So thank you very much to Writivism and African Writers Trust for inviting me here today. I just wanted to say a couple of words about the organisations involved in this project. There's similarities between the African Writers Trust and the British Council, in that we both are organisations whose main purpose is just to bring people together, to connect people. And that's kind of what Writivism does as well, is bringing people together and connecting people. And the conversations and people you meet today will be the most memorable things about this afternoon. A quick word also about the partnership that the African Writers Trust formed through the International Literature Showcase. If you haven't been onto the International Literature Showcase website, please have a look. It's wonderful. But through this mechanism, African Writers Trust hooked up with a small indie publisher from my country, which is Scotland. So that's extra good. And it was really kind of innovative and exciting and different what they were trying to do. As you are all very aware of, the traditional routes of publishing are changing. It's never been easier in some ways to get your word out, and never perhaps more difficult to get it out at the same time. So you have a really changing world where you have writing, poetry, writing of all sorts in a non-degradable thing that you can reproduce. It'll never degrade. It's a completely different thing from what we used to call a book. So we have this thing, and how can you sell a thing that doesn't degrade and you can replicate it so cheaply and it lasts forever? And these are really big challenges all throughout the arts. But what is really interesting, and I'm sure you're all aware, is that people, human beings, like things they can touch and feel, and objects. And that, I think, perhaps will never change. So when I saw this, and I saw it yesterday, and I know I look 21, but actually I'm a little bit older. This for me was such a retro cool thing. Look at this, it's like those video cassettes. It was such a cool idea. And this is like a kind of physical object. It's pretty unique. I've never seen anything like this. So it's a beautiful object, as well as containing beautiful words as well. And not just words, they've also got image text in here, which is quite innovative as well, I thought. Just a quick word then, a little bit about the organisation I am lucky enough to work for. I work for the British Council in Kampala, and I want to just shamelessly take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about some of the opportunities that you might to plug into. So for example, we have a nice website, East Africa Arts. Google East Africa Arts, British Council, you'll see opportunities there for things like a mobility grant. If you want to go to like a festival in East Africa, there are things like creative enterprise training. If you want to your creative skills are awesome already, but you want to sharpen up the business skills. So there's opportunity going there. And we try to also make sure that other opportunities from around Africa are also put up there too. So right now, for example, there's a call out for kind of visual and digital artists in Maputo in Mozambique. So there's lots of pretty interesting opportunities. So please go and have a look at those. They're there for you to tap into. We've also got a new arts manager job just been advertised as well. So if you want to come in and be my colleague, if I haven't put you off today, do have a look at that as well, because there's some jobs going as well. So that's a little shameless plug about my own organisation. We work in a kind of an East Africa-wide kind of concept. So all our arts work is thinking about Eastern Horn of Africa, 7 countries, and we're trying to expand that a bit more so that it covers West and Southern parts of Africa too. So the idea is it's not country-centric, but thinking much bigger than that. British Council's got small parts of kind of all the big things that are happening in the arts in Kampala this month, which is fantastic. We've got so much going on this month. The Fla Art, the Biennale, with Negi coming out, Writivism happening. There's so many cool things happening around Kampala. And we've got little bits of involvement in each of those, which is great. Enough about that then. I don't want to speak too long because we're here with the stars of today, the stars of the writers of the anthology, and we're going to be hearing from them, which is very exciting, and I can't wait to hear from some of the writers involved. Just a last thing about the theme of Writivism, about legacy. I'm sure you've all heard the very oft quoted thing that history is written by the winners. Ain't that true? And you know, reflecting on my own country, when I was thinking about this, I left education having absolutely no idea about the history of my own country, no idea why my grandparents were not allowed to teach my parents their own language, which has now nearly disappeared, and I knew nothing about it. Now that's changed now, and the country, my country, is different now. And the person who started Wardamat, a young Scottish woman, is a completely different place than I was when I was her age. So the confidence of the country has grown, and the ability to tell its own stories has grown. Now this is really, I'm sure, relevant. There are so many stories out there that have yet to be told. And this seems to me like a kind of golden age we're entering into for Africans to tell African stories to Africans. And I hope this Dear Nev anthology is a contribution to that, because there are lots and lots of poems and stories that form part of that narrative about history, as well as memory. And of course, memory is nothing else other than a self-constructed narrative that we make up, and has got no objective truth. But in this book there's lots of richness and interesting things about people's childhood and growing up, which I think is priceless. So if you haven't, I'm doing a shameless plug now, but if you haven't already got a copy of Dear Nev anthology, you know, grab it while you can, because there are limited copies, and it is a kind of unique and special thing. I think that's all I want to say. I think you've heard quite enough from me, because I'm looking forward to listening to the writers and poets and not listening to my own voice anymore. So all for me to say is please enjoy the afternoon, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much.
So the microphone is working again. Yay! Right. So at around this time, can all the contributors to the Dear Nev Anthology come forward for your 5 minutes in the limelight? Before the limelight. So all the contributors, please come over really fast. Don't be shy. You have earned this. So, are we all here? Kagai. Kagai, you are needed over here. No, you're not seated. Stay. Enjoy the moment. Kagai, we're waiting for you. If there's any other contributor who's not yet here, come forward. So I just need to quickly introduce ourselves and maybe just talk about our pieces in the book. A few of them are poets, so poets will perform the poems, and then we'll consider this officially launched, and we'll go into the next session, which is the Blender Memoriam. So I will start with myself. I am Roland Biagaba, and my story in this book is, I think, the gods are crazy. I'm putting the title, but it's a good story. It's about how, I don't know, I imagined a reality in heaven and how the gods are behaving up here and how that affects people now. So yeah, that is my story. I'll pass on the mic.
My name is Regina Sinde and my story is Scales of Love. It's just about a love story.
Hello? Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Gloria Chichoncho. I feel privileged to have been part of this successful experiment. And very happy that it's titled Dear Nev, because one of the last conversations I had with Joel was about not holding yourself to one genre or one style or one expectation. That was literally the last conversation I ever had with him. And I'm happy to see so many beautiful things following that conversation and in his memory. I was going to perform something, I changed my mind, I'm going to read. That, later?
Good afternoon, I'm Sophie Kamoirachi, and in this anthology I have Trunk of Memories, written for my mother, my sister, woman, friends, a handful of lives. I'm pleased to be part of this.
Good afternoon, my name is Simaba Nwekesi, Nairobi, Kenya. I've written a story here entitled A Great Walk to Freedom. It is a story that talks about the injustices that fall on those people who are just, but it takes long for justice to be done. This thing happened in the real corridors of justice. Therefore, it focuses on what should be done by African judicial system to ensure that justice is done in the shortest time possible for life to continue. The second story is it's called My Confirmed Diagnosis. That talks about the son discloses information to the family and the mother that actually what has happened to him is the mistake that he, the one to bear the responsibility. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kagai Ngovi, and I am privileged to be published in this amazing, amazing experience, if I might say. There are 6 of my poems that are featured in this collection, and I hope that you enjoy reading. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mugero Jesse. I wrote a short story here called Buried Under, based on experiences I had working with victims of conflict in northern Uganda. It's a quest for justice. Enjoy the story.
Hello everyone. So I'm that person who wrote letters to Dear Nev, everybody. So Joel was, because when we did this workshop, we were told in advance to either have, if you're a publisher, you can ask an author to submit a story to it, or if you're an author, then you submit your own. So Joel had started writing a story that was supposed to be in the, but it was not finished by the time he passed. So I was looking for other writers to fill in, but everybody kept telling me, why don't you substitute it with your letters, which have been all over Facebook. Of course, I refused at first because they were private, even though the fact that they were on Facebook. And because Joel is dear to all of us here, everybody said this has to be a memory to Joel, and we decided to call it Dear Nev.
So, this is the awesome collection of writers, myself included, who have stories in this book. And we hope you enjoy reading it as much as we enjoyed writing it. Missing here are two other contributors. That's Bob Kisiki, who was unable to come here, and also Catherine Reza, who was also unable to come, but they also have stories in here. And at this juncture, I think we are going to launch the theme, right?
Okay, I now declare the wonderful Dear Nev Anthology of Contemporary East African Writing open.
So, a few of them are just going to do very brief readings from the anthology, and then Crystal will take us through the next session, the next part of this session, where we'll go through the event memorial. So,
Yeah, that was very sneaky of me. Yeah, but I'm going to read, I think a poem I've never shared with anybody. I wrote it specifically for this submission. And I have a bunch of other poems that people have heard me perform many times here in Kampala. So I thought I'd share something new. So this poem is called Consultation with a Physician, after a Boda Boda accent. You should all relate, all of you. Can you describe it? It's a hill that rises to meet, then let loose the kind of tension that settles under molars and hums battle songs that's pulse. No, I mean the pain. I have been catapulted onto the asphalt crown and been laid prostrate at its muddy feet. Did you bleed? No, but there's a stinking clot under the face of my foot, like a hidden grimace or a manic smile. So were you injured? No, I was hurt. So I listened to mellow music that becomes a club cracking the inside of my skull, and I don't breathe for days. The doctor sighs. So should we treat your foot or your head? What is the difference? One is how I feel. The other is how I feel. One is an accident I had. The other is an accident I'm always about to have. Thank you. And thank you so much, African Writers Trust, British Council, for Nomad.
I'm going to read Trunk of Memories, a poem that I wrote for my mother. I remember this distinctive wooden presence. I remember the day Dad delivered it. I remember asking if it was my younger sister's bed. She kept it under lock and key. Now, shining in morning sun, it is the subject of my long-distance trouble. Teardrops splash on the dust-coated holy book. A treasured trunk holding precious memories of some decades. Seminar certificates on home hygiene and sanitation, child care and nutrition, a document dated in 1960s. Our Socrates, the St. Paul who wrote to the Galatians in my home. My resolve gives way. Waterworks on my face, waterworks on my lap. More papers, cookery and home management, gardening and horticulture, handicraft and needlework, the credentials upon which we were raised. Her neatly folded clothes tell of how orderly she was. But most of the opportunities to thank her came masked. The tight knot in my throat won't go away. Waterworks on my face, waterworks on my arms. Keepsakes and scrubs, tokens and symbols. Darning, sewing needles and thimbles. Brown wooden embroidery hooks and crochet hooks. Thinking about how family grows up together. But members are legs removed, just like a line of crochet moves. The threads of her motif, been undone. Her part in the floral design is empty. Waterworks on my face, waterworks on my lap. More items. Knitting needles and cross-stitch wooden frames. Bits of crochet and needlework thread. Bits of yarn in shades of yellow and red and green and purple and blue and black. Memory of a childhood of colors. Scarves, sweaters, cushions, pillows. As I start to double up with exhaustion from sorting, discarding, arranging, courage tries to fly away from gloom, but her wings are broken. Remorse throws a dark blanket over everything. The shining stars stare down at me as if to say, we understand. New thoughts that she has joined all those she loved are like a cool breeze, a comforting feeling. Hope we rise with the morning sun.
I'm reading just two paragraphs from my short story. It's called Scales of Love. Today is the day my husband is wedding. The woman in the mirror stares back at me. I can see she is as surprised as I am. For a moment, we glare at each other, taking each other's measure, I presume. Hers is an ordinary face, a face that could easily disappear in a crowd. Maybe that is why she seems familiar to my eyes. I cannot, however, find her in the rooms of the mirror. Michael, my husband, is wedding today. I turn away from the mirror for a moment, my stomach muscles clenching, my chest congesting. I take in a deep breath, releasing it after about 10 seconds before I turn back to stare at the mirror. The woman watches me through the mirror. He is resplendent. The ash gray suit, well dressed, is handmade, and the perfect cut for his muscled thighs and narrow waist. His gently carved out chest and belly muscles frame the silk shirt and coat across the broad shoulders. His long face is clean shaven. The eyebrows that usually hang heavy and bushy over his deep-set eyes are plucked and trimmed. He tugs at the neatly tied plum-colored bow tie and pulls himself to his full 6 feet. There is a sheen of sweat over his forehead, his sharp black skin shining. He glances at the silk black Casio white strap on his left wrist. It's the third time in less than 5 minutes he has done that. His eyes skim over the meager progression that has come to witness the occasion. I know the moment his eyes spot me. I feel it in the fluttering of my heartbeat, silly old thing. For a moment, I am tempted to keep my head turned from him. Then I remember the reason I am at the ceremony. I will not turn away from my set course. I raise my eyes and meet his gaze, a tiny smile tugging at the corners of my painted red lips. I feel his shock and could have sworn I heard his gasp. I knew what he was saying. A virtuous, upper-skinned, middle-aged woman with short black hair curled on her head. I had spent the last 5 hours in one of the city's upscale beauty salons, striving to achieve the perfect look. I knew I had achieved it. The appreciative and open-mouth stares I had received from some of the members of the congregation when I had gotten out of the black Lexus had confirmed it for me. Ignoring them, I had taken brisk footsteps into the church and slid into the fourth pew, keeping my head. I did not want to draw attention to my presence. It was after about 5 minutes that I turned my eyes to my immediate left and realized I had sat next to one of his paternal aunties. "Hello, auntie," I said, my voice reserved. The elderly lady gave me a passing glance before fixing her age-old eyes on me once again after a second. "Mama Tendo?" she asked, her voice trembling in hesitation. I smiled, nodding my head as I watched her eyes widen with recognition. From the moment I had birthed our first son, Tendo, I had ceased to exist as Lisa to Michael's family. I became Mama Tendo. "Mukama Katonda wange," she exclaimed, "where have you been all these months?" She raised her right palm right in my face. I fell silent. She looked around the church hall, disbelief and anxiety written all over her face, before she turned to me. It was as if she had just realized the value of our meeting. "What are you doing here?" she asked, watching me with weary eyes. Thank you.
Hi, once again. I'm reading a poem. It's the last poem, and yes, I am reading. So the poem that I'm reading is the last poem in the collection. The last poem of my submissions, chronologically even. It's entitled "Our Dear Funders." Our dear funders, in the country Africa, we live in trees. We eat food with fleas. We are located next to Jamaica. We have watched coming to America. In the country Africa, we sleep on dry banana leaves. We eat only insects, caterpillars, and fatty millipedes. We grew up in caves, nothing else. We tap the internet by climbing hills. In the country Africa, we pray to God underwater. We play Omweso floating in air. We watch Agatha Eagle dust at state funerals. We act War Wakanda films in fake apparels. In the country Africa, we don't have airports. We don't have seaports. We don't have sitcoms. We don't have musicals. In the country Africa, we are all backward, like we are all waiting for Karamoja to develop, but we are all venerable, like the vibranium hidden from Africans. In the country Africa, we don't go to school. We don't have swimming pools. We call folk stools. We only play dulu. Our dear funders, we don't know anything about the future. Please give us aid. Only you can save us from such matters, like resorting to China for good furniture.
Let's have another round of applause for people that we go now. I'd like to start this brief session by reading a stanza. It's Joel's logo that we all know very well. And for those who interacted with Joel, if you are like me, I think you got fed up each time he told you hope never runs dry. I greet you in the name of hope. It's that river that never runs dry, that light that never goes out, that word that never leaves the mind, that hand that always holds yours, I greet you and say, always give it one more day. In the name of hope, never. So the team that created these shirts and is running his legacy are giving away a free shirt to anybody who can tell us which stanza this was in the poem. You can tell me later at the end of this session. But my name is Crystal, a friend of Joel. Joel and I sort of birthed this idea of pumpkin soup when we were trying to figure out how to sell poetry. I won't give the details of the full story, but he decided to sell it as an ebook first because he wanted to, just introduce his work to the market. He called it an appetizer. It has 18 poems, and he launched it on 18th December, which was his birthday, 2017. We've talked about Joel a lot. I don't know what more I could say about him that we all don't already know. On paper, he was a blogger, a writer, a poet. He was the leader of the Uganda bloggers community. He was a social media enthusiast. He did social media for a lot of companies like Coca-Cola and Shell and so many other companies that I know. There's so much to him on paper, but in person, Joel is one of the most wonderful people you could ever meet. All of his friends will testify to that. Joel was a listener, as it says. I think that's why so many people liked him. Everybody would run to him with their problems. All the people you see wearing t-shirts and writing things about him have all been touched by Joel in a very, very special way, in a personal way. I don't know how he found time to just be there for everybody. I keep telling everyone the story of a time I called him and I was telling him all my problems as usual, because that's what everybody used to do. Listening and advising and counseling and encouraging as usual. And then 40 minutes into the conversation, I realized that he was actually in hospital. He had had a sickle cell attack and he was in terrible pain. So all those 40 minutes that I was there talking to him and we were sorting through my issues and figuring out what I'm going to do about my problems, he was actually on a hospital bed in pain. That's the kind of person that Joel was. He was a giver, he loved people. Because he loved people, we have refused to let him go. We are celebrating him today, we're celebrating his book. A group of Joel's friends came together with his family to create what we call the Nevenda legacy. He has a legacy. Joel has left something behind in our hearts that is real. The people who are doing this are doing this. I'll just like to Tahil, Gloria, Kule, Maria, Hagai. Guys, could you just come here for a few minutes? Yeah. These are just some of the people. Not everyone is here. Yeah, Joel, at the time of his death, he worked for Success Park brand. Jackie? Jackie's the managing director of Success Park brand. Joel was the content client relation manager and content creator. Titles for Success Park brand. He has a legacy. He helped people to write. I think everybody you see here, in a way, was mentored by Joel, including myself. And a lot of people in the audience, but not were mentored by Joel in some way. And so when he passed away, Jackie asked if we could honor him by having a scholarship for the writing retreats that he organizes in his name. So this team that you see here has come together to try to raise funds and put together that scholarship. Because Joel, by the time he passed out, Solomon has just walked in, just come straight to the front. Yeah, this team has been working for the last few months, trying to put together material to see how we can raise funds to sponsor a writer to attend the Success Park Brand Writing Retreats under the Joel Benjamin Ntwatwa Fellowship. They've used their own money for everything that you see here, all the posters, the books, used their time, they've used their skills. Some of them were mentored in social media, some of them whose names I will not mention. He taught them and now she's the one doing the social media for us. Yeah, and so many other things. So I just want to thank you guys for this. Thank you for working so hard to put all this together. Thank you, Jackie, for opening up this fellowship. And I just want to, this is just the team that has started it off, but we are open. We would like as many people to join us and be a part of this. We are raising money because Joel's heartbeat was helping people to write, was getting messages out there, using writing to convey a message, and we want to keep that legacy running. He taught people how to write. He was the leader of the bloggers community, and they keep saying he was that one person who would always have a comment on their posts, even when other people wouldn't comment. So we want to keep that legacy going. So please contact us. The team is going to pass around flyers for about pumpkin soup and about the legacy. So you can contact us after this to see how you can help us. About pumpkin soup, I talked about that already. He dedicated it to his brother, Peter Kalanda, who passed away just before him. We would also like to publish the rest of Joel's work, because we've been able to go through his work. Joel's family, his brother, have been going through. And for those who participated in a tweet chat yesterday, the Chitara Nations poet, read by Kagai, that guy who was here reading the poem about Africa. He is the Chitara Nations poet, and they are going to have a show where we are going to just be reading Joel's poetry, just to raise money to publish his work. And we already have people who are helping us to get his work together, like Nyana of So Many Stories. Nyana, please wave. Esther, our 4040, I don't see her. Josephine, Karunji, ATV, she's not here. But there's, Josephine, please wave. Yes, we have people who are coming on board to help us to get Joel's work together, but we need as much help as we can get to keep this legacy writing running. At this point, we're going to launch Pumpkin Soup, Maiden Poetry Collection, but I would like to, we are honored to have Joel's family here with us. I'd like to invite Joel's parents, Mr. and Nyanzi, come and speak to us, and then we can launch the book.
Welcome all our guests, sons and daughters who have just been, and my fellow parents, and the grandchildren who are. I'm really touched to see all of you come here for the launch of these two books, including one for Joel. I was just I wondered about the energy, the determination, the love these people had for Joel, so that they can continue his legacy. Because there are very few people here in the world. When somebody dies, he dies with everything, especially here in Uganda. When somebody dies, everything dies. But Joel went at the age of 33, but he had done a lot, and his friends decided to continue with all the energy, the power, the determination, and the love they have for his family and his friends. You saw them, they are young, these youth. Because when they come at my home, I tell them they go to the kitchen, they prepare their food, they do everything they want. Because they are my children. They become my children the moment they got in touch with Joel. And Joel had so many friends, so that when they had meetings, somebody would do just, I don't know. My compound was full of vehicles as if there was a party. And yet it was just a fellowship to talk to each other as the youth, to see how they can talk to their God and what they can do when they have problems and how to solve them. Joel, when he was in hospital, you could not tell that he was really in pain, because as long as his phone was on and he was not sleeping, you could just see him looking down as if he was sleeping. Yet he was sending out messages and receiving. When the doctor came, he said, "I'm okay." That's how Joel was. And when we got these little ones, whenever he came back home, he could carry them. Even that big one is in P5, but Joel could carry him even if he was heavy. The little ones went running to him whenever he came back from work. And he surprised us because he did so many things at a go. So many. He was running up and down, doing this on a border, coming back at 11 midnight. You ask him, where have you been? He said, "It's late." He said, "No, mommy, it's never late." And he came, he was the first one to wake up. He could run. He had the laptop on his bed and on the dining table. So you could see him running in the corridor between the two. So I wouldn't tell which is which. He could just slide as if he was playing, sliding in the corridor, from one laptop in the bedroom to another one on the dining table. So Joel, and when I was sick, he was always saying, "Mommy, you'll be fine. Let me pray for you." He was fond of praying. So I thank you very, very, very much for coming here to see the launch of his book, and I'm sure you'll get something from it. So can I, some of you, Paul is over there. Joel was following Paul. Evelyn, Paul follows Evelyn. Evelyn is coming. Where is Philip? It follows Philip. Philip is up there, he's standing. Then the little ones. Stand up. Aaron, Nathan, Jeremiah, Jethro, Yeah, all of them. He loved all of them, and they could all run to him, and he couldn't have a choice of lifting any one of them, so they just surrounded him. So he was a very loving person. So as we gather, we've been down and we've been trying to get up. Through the grief, it was a lot of grief after losing his elder brother, and then him, because for him his was sudden. He fell sick. He didn't fall sick. He was not feeling well. Just he went to the hospital in the morning and died in the afternoon. So that's why it has taken us so long to get to grips with the grief we are going through. But with God's blessings, we hope to get better. I thank all of you for coming. Thank you very much.
Let me also take this opportunity to thank you. My names are Frank Anyanzi, father of Benjamin Ntwatwa. When Benjamin Ntwatwa passed away, you writers, you published in the newspapers. I picked the newspapers, read them the stories, thinking that that was the end of my son, and that's what I would be reading about my son, and that would be reminding me of the greatness of my son as a writer, as somebody who I, as a father, seemed not to have known in his working days. Some of you came down to Michiana when we were putting him in the pit as he has written here. Remember what I said, that I seem not to have known my son. I am so grateful today to see you here the way you are organizing whatever you are organizing, to see how you have put this in a written form that I can understand, to see that you are still remembering my son, to give me hope that my son was not thrown in the pit. He's still with us, with you, who are great people. I haven't seen a group of young people, brilliant as you were, who really do something special in Uganda. As my wife has said, in Uganda when you pass away, they promise a lot of things. And the moment you move from the grave, everything is forgotten. We are so grateful that you made us come here and sit here and talk about Benjamin Ntwatwa. We may give you a few stories. Stand up. That young man is in P5. He's the firstborn of my late Peter Kabanda. He was so friendly, Benjamin. When Benjamin passed on, we never told the boy who was at a boarding school. We said, young people, when he comes back after his studies, will he have forgotten about his father? In Uganda, we call them fathers, because he was the brother of Benjamin. But we have had trouble. The boy was not so much concerned about the demise of his uncle, Peter Kabanda. But we could not control him. He missed his uncle so much. And we were worried, but we thank God that he's cooling down now. And this tells us how much Benjamin was loved, how much Benjamin cared for others. Pray for us that these young people will eventually come to terms with what happened to us. But you give us the energy. We thank you very much. As my wife said, you are our children, you are welcome, and whatever you are doing, we shall be in it. We shall be in it happily. Thank you very much.
I'd like to call Joel's family to come up, Mr. Nelson. I'd like to call Joel's family to come and relaunch the book officially, because it seems we launch books by taking photos. Joel's family and the people who have been working on this, please come. They have refused, they said it should only be the family. Coming here today, and with this, pumpkin soup is officially launched. Please buy copies of the book, because all the money is going to go to our fund, to his legacy. Thank you.